I'll just smoke this time with you. But after this, something gonna change. But it just kept going. It just kept going and kept going. And I felt myself like, hold on, now I'm being pulled into this crowd that I want nothing to be a part of. I was supposed to be a leader, man. God called me to be a leader, but yet and still I felt so comfortable to do something that I wasn't even called to do. I was called to praise and worship God, and I got pulled into doing something that that ain't even like me. That ain't even in my character. That I used to look down upon and say, man, God, how can we help them? How can we do this, God? This me and you, God, how can we do this? But it wasn't me letting God be the light. It was me being influenced by the darkness. Every day, man. Every day. I see all my cousins, some of my cousins that ain't in a church, that's out there doing these crazy things, man, and they dying and they dropping daily. And God asked me, when you gonna step up and be a leader? It start with inside you to step up and let your light shine. But if I don't let my light shine, then what I begin to do is I begin to come to church every day. Come to church every day and not get nothing from it, but I take from it. We're gonna go to Matthew 5, and we're going to start at 14 and end up at 17. And first of all, I want to give honor to my pastors, Pastor Rodney and co-pastor Sharita, Pastor Campbell, all the ministers and deacons in the house. And I want to give honor to my wife, my good thing, my honeycomb. And I'm going to begin by asking my wife if she can stand up and get verse 14 for me. Start at 14 and read that for me.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 14. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on an hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works, and glorify your Father which is in heaven.
And I'm gonna do this like chop it up. I ain't even gonna stand up here, but I'm gonna let you know what I got out of that. I want if you don't mind, the verse that I liked in there so much is verse number 16. Because out of all the stuff that I was dealing with in the world and trying to be a part of the world, but I was coming to church every Sunday. I was coming to some chop it ups, and I was coming to some Bible studies, and I found myself still being a part of the world when I left out. And that verse touches me so much because I was getting fed the light every Sunday, and God told me I was the light. And I was being fed that every Sunday, and I was being fed that. My pastors was preaching to me, man, you got something, you got a gift, man. And your cousins and all your family members and your friends, they follow you, man. And they follow you, and some of them look up to you, and you can get them in church. And I was supposed to be that light. And I kind of felt like, and I'm going to talk about me, myself personal today, because I don't want anybody to think that I'm trying to hinder you or stop what you got going on. But I'm going to talk about myself personally, because I know what I've been through. So Pastor Rodney was telling me like that, yeah, you the light in your family. You need to talk to your cousin and get them to come to church and get them to lead the street game alone and all that. And I was so afraid. I said, man, dang, how do I supposed to talk to my cousin now? I'm popping bottles with him. You know, I'm toting the pistols with him. I wasn't showing my light. So how am I supposed to go talk to this brother and tell him, come and be a part of the church? Come and be a part of the church. Come and love on God. Because God died for us and he loves us. How was I supposed to tell him when I'm doing the same thing he doing, just in a different way? Only thing different is I'm going to church on Sunday and he going to the block. So if I can get you, Minister Rome, you know, you're a little more powerful than my wife. You got that good voice. Can you read verse 16 for me again?
Verse 16 says,
yes.
Let your light shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven.
Okay. So basically what I was doing, and I'm not going to be before you long, I'm just going to show you. Can everybody see this? I'm going to show you what I was doing. And I wasn't really letting my light shine. I was getting caught up on the day-to-day because I was, like I said, I was coming to church and I was taken from the church. And I felt it. I said, you know what? I'm coming to church and I'm getting my praise on for a minute, but 10 minutes later, I'm right back out there in them streets. 20 minutes later, I'm right back out there in them streets. And I ain't thinking about what I just heard. I ain't thinking about what pastor and co-pastor just pulled out into me and told me. I ain't thinking about none of that. So what I'm doing, they trying to light a light. They being a light for me, right? And I'm so caught up in what I'm doing. Hey, Pastor Rodney, man, that was a good word, man of God. That was a good word. That was a good word. That was a good word. But now I'm lost again. So every Sunday I find myself going back because it tastes good. Oh, that was a good word, Pastor. That was a good word. That was a good word. You helped me. You helped me today. I think I ain't even going to go by the block today. But I find myself right back on the block doing the same thing. Not shining my light, but let the darkness, stop me. So I go back every Sunday. That was a good word, Pastor Rodney. And I found myself what I was doing. Because there's so many of us in the church that's doing this. I'm not saying you all, but there's so many church folks that's doing this, that what we begin to do is we begin to drain their fire. So what tends to happen is we come to the church and we begin to fake on it. We begin to fake on it. And my pastors and my co-pastors, they trying to be strong for us. They, come on, I'm going to give you this word. I'm going to give you this word. So you're going to go out there and you're going to help somebody. You're going to be a leader. And we begin to fake on it. So we coming back. And every time we come back, we pop on them, right? And they fire go out. Now they fire's out. Because we done covered them up so much with our filthy mess that they ain't even got the strength no more to come in here and be able to lift us up. They ain't got the strength to be able to fill me up now because now I'm draining them. Even though they reading their word and they staying prayed up, something about it is draining them. Something about it is draining them. So when I got out of this, I said, you know what? If I come up here, Minister Rome, Deacon Ty, Mama Zena, Minister Angel, Dewey, Clarissa, grab one of them candles. Yours came up. And I begin to let my light shine, right? So what I do is I get that word from Pastor Rodney, and it's real good. He liked my candle. I say, man, that's a good word for me, man. If I could just let my light shine to just a little bit of my family, I got to let my light shine to a little bit of my family. So I go over to this brother, and what I want you to do is what I tell you, you pass it down and go around, right? I let my light shine, and I say, do you know God? And so what's beginning to happen is he going to pass his down, and he going to let somebody else know about God. And he going to let somebody else know about God.
You want to know about God?
Let the baby want to know You know him already, don't you?
Please don't let him touch the fire.
You go. Hold it. You know my God. There you go. Yes, my God. And so what began to happen is now we spreading the word of God all over the nation. We reaching all people. You know, so many times we get caught up. You can blow them out. We get caught up in coming to church and not reaching nobody outside the church because we don't want to tell them about the person that we know because they might think we'll swear. They might think, look, if I tell him about the person I know, he gonna say, man, this dude is swear. I'm finna walk off. I don't even want to talk to this dude no more. But if you notice that they're looking for a way out. They're looking for a way out. You can see when a person is hurting and they want to change and they want a way out, but we not there to give it to them because we think we're going to be called swears. we think we're going to be like, oh, look at dog. The preacher, man, with the Bible. Here he come again. But we not offering salvation to anybody because this is where we at. We drawing up the fire from our pastors and we passing it around the church. But when we go outside, we're not giving it to anybody. If we're the light of the world, we got to shine the light on the world so the people can see. It's crazy that Christian sung that song, Give Myself Away, because I told my wife at home, I said, I want you to play this. After we light these candles, I want you to play Give Myself Away. Because after today, something got to change. I got to give myself away from all the stuff that I'm doing because he wouldn't let me sleep. When Pastor Rodney told me yesterday, he was like, man, you got to preach. I denied him. I said, no, I'm not. That ain't me. I don't do that. I play the drums. I stick behind them back there. And he looked at me. He said, no, I want you to do it. And he had a serious face. And I was still saying, well, I just ain't coming to church tomorrow. And then I was like, I got up this morning and I had car trouble. The alternator went out on me. So I said, well, I'm really not going to church now because I got to stay home. But he gave me that all last night. I could not go to sleep. I was tossing and turning the whole night because he gave me. He said, look, man, you a light. You a leader. I need you. I need you to go out and reach people. Even for the young people that's in the house, man. It ain't, man, when I was in high school, I used to walk around. We was on fire for God. When we was teenagers, we was on fire for God. So I used to walk around in the high school just telling people about God. And we even had this group, our basketball team had a group that we get together every Tuesdays and we would pray and we, go out to Wendy's and all that kind of stuff. But I was on fire for God and I wasn't scared to show it. But it takes that one person. You ain't even got to be the most popular kid in the school, but it takes that one person to start something and watch how many people attach on to it. Only because God's going to get all the glory out of it. At the end of the day, it's going to be God. You're going to be teaching kids about God. And it's going to get more and more advanced to the point where you're going to get souls saved right in school. All these kids dying out here right now, and they don't know where they're going. They don't know that they're going to hell because they was never taught. And if they was, they strayed away. So, after today, man, I'm dedicating my life to being that light for the world to see. I'm trying to be that light for the world to see. Only for the glory of God, though. Only for the glory of God. Amen.